there's two different types of term policies that you can use. Now you can get just I'm going to write cheap term, right? So cheap term is an option. This is going to be the cheapest version all around that you can get. Now there's also a thing called convertible term. Now if the cheap term is 45 to 50, the convertible term might be, let's just call it $70 per month, okay? But here's the benefit with the convertible term. If you get the convertible term insurance, what's gonna happen is you lock in your insurability. Cheap term, maybe you have it, maybe you buy a 10 or 15 year term policy and it covers you until your kids are out of the house or out of college, you're good to go. The goal is to pay down the debt and like whatever. And after that, you follow the Dave Ramsey plan, which I don't agree with, but you decide to self-insure, which I think is funny, side note, because the people that own the most life insurance in the world are the wealthiest people in the world. They own it because, not because they need it, because they could self-insure out their eyeballs if they wanted to. They are owning life insurance because of the tax benefits that it has in owning the life insurance and passing wealth from generation to generation. And so when you understand that, you start to realize like, okay, if I want to be successful, I want to find people that have the life that I want to live, that are doing certain things, and I want to emulate what they're doing till I have that same result. Hey, what's going on, cash flow hackers? It's Chris with Life 180, and this video, I want to be talking about something I think is extremely important that I probably don't talk enough about, and that is Life Insurance Awareness Month. Now, at the time I'm filming this, we're coming up to September. September is National Life Insurance Awareness Month. And what's really cool is I want to do some content this month, really talking about the importance of life insurance in all the different ways. Now, if you watch this channel, it's no secret to you how I feel about life insurance, how a properly designed whole life insurance policy, I believe, should be a foundational cornerstone asset that everybody utilizes in their life. I believe it is the best place to keep your emergency fund. I believe it is the best place to save your money, to have an opportunity fund, and it prepares you to be able to take advantage of whatever life throws at you. It's the only asset in the world that will make sure what you want to happen will happen when you want it to happen, whether you're here to see it or not. And so from that context, like obviously I do a lot of videos talking about just that, utilizing life insurance to basically create your own privatized banking system. And so that's phenomenal. Now, on the other end of things, I think it's really important to realize that while I often spend a lot of times downplaying, or maybe not downplaying, but like just kind of omitting or just kind of skirting past the power of life insurance in general, now that we're coming into Life Insurance Awareness Month, I think it's really important that, you know, we do a little bit of talking around this point. We have a little bit of a conversation around the power that life insurance is. Now, when I talk about the fact that life insurance is the only product in the world that will make sure what you want to happen will happen when you want it to happen, whether you're here to see it or not, that whether you're here to see it or not component really has to do with the life insurance, right? Because when I save money, let's just do it this way. If I save, let's just say I'm saving $10,000 a year, right? If I'm saving $10,000 per year, and then year 2, I got 20,000. Year 3, I have 30,000, right? So if I'm saving this money and year 3, I die, right? That means my wife has this $30,000, and that $30,000 has got to take care of my wife, my 3 kids. It's got to accomplish all the things that I want it to accomplish in life. Now, I want to be more intentional about what I want to leverage and the life that I want to be able to create for my wife and my kids. And I don't want my demise to be the reason that they're not able to live their greatest life, right? And so from that perspective, if I have this $30,000, let's instead say, instead of her inheriting that $30,000, I put that $10,000 annual premium into a properly designed whole life insurance contract. Let's say that got you about a $600,000 death benefit, right? So what is this going to do? That death benefit, the beautiful part about this death benefit here is that if something happens, now she doesn't receive this $30,000, she receives this $600,000. But here's the cool part. Let's say I become critically, chronically, or terminally ill. I'm going to be able to have access to what we call ABRs, or accelerated benefit riders, right? And I'm going to be able to access a portion of this $600,000 while I'm alive to control my own medical directive, to handle chronic medical issues, to handle terminal medical issues if I need alternative cancer treatments or anything of that nature. All this is going to be, a portion of the death benefit is going to be available to me simply because of the way I save money. Now, the beautiful part is with this $30,000, a lot of people are like, oh, well, 3 years in, Chris, I don't want to do this because it's life insurance. I don't have access to this $30,000. Well, guess what? If I showed you a way that you could save this $10,000, right? And instead of having $30,000 at the end of year 3, maybe you had liquidity of $27,000, right? If you could have liquidity of $27,000 and I said, hey, for $3,000 over a 3-year period, you would have all these benefits. It would make sure that what you wanted to happen would happen when you wanted it to happen, whether you're here to see it or not. And that was all. And it would just get better and better and better from there forward. If that's what it was, how would you feel about that? My guess is that's something that is really appealing to you. Now, on the other side of this, I want to talk about the life insurance. Now, once again, I'm doing this video right now as a summary overview of life insurance as an asset for you to utilize in your life. Life insurance as a protection vehicle to make sure that your family is protected. I just want to read some studies. There's something here. Let's go to the computer screen real quick. So this is LIMRA. It's an organization that basically runs this, and I want to run through some studies here so you can see overall 41% of Americans say they don't have sufficient life insurance coverage. 41%. Now, I think one of the big reasons that most people don't have enough is because we don't buy life insurance for ourselves. Like I wouldn't buy life insurance because of me, because when I die, it's not about me. I'm not going to know anything, right? I'll be looking down and, hopefully feeling good that my family's taken care of, right? But we don't buy it for ourselves. We buy it for the people that we love, right? And I think it's one of those things people have a hard time. And as somebody who's had a lot of conversations with a lot of people, thinking about this stuff, people just want to omit. They don't want to think about like what's really going on and the real issues that they have to deal with. What would happen to your family if you were gone, right? And so here's a crazy statistic. This is increasingly critical. It says, the research shows that 4 in 10 families say they would face financial hardship within 6 months if the primary wage earner died. 1 in 5 would be just within 1 month. So this is telling me that anywhere between 20 and 40% of American households are woefully underinsured. They don't have enough. Now, as much as I talk about life insurance as an asset, right? Like if we go back to this board here, as much as I talk about life insurance as an asset, in this context as like utilizing whole life insurance as a banking system, and I do believe that is a cornerstone asset that everybody should be trying to get to. I also believe that not everybody's in that place because a lot of people have a lot of debt, right? Your financial structure isn't really allowing you to have that. Maybe you don't have enough free and clear cash flow because you've made some poor decisions. You have a lot of consumer debt, and the management of that consumer debt is costing you so much money that this debt is preventing you from getting where you want to go and being able to pull off, all this stuff that I'm talking about. So if that's the case, there's a couple things that you could do. You want to get a term coverage policy to make sure that even if something happens to you, you may not be able to pull this off yet, but have a debt elimination program. Start being really intentional about how you're handling your money, how you're paying off your debt, regain control of your financial life, implement a plan. I'm a big believer, anything measured improves. So start executing on a plan that you can utilize to eliminate this debt. And in the process, get a term policy. A term policy is going to be pennies on the dollar. It's going to be really, really cheap. For that $600,000 for an average 35-year-old male, we're talking about that policy you could probably get for $45 to $50 per month at the most, right? And so that's going to make sure that your family is taken care of. Now, is $600,000 enough money? I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't know about your situation. I don't know about your objectives. I don't know what you want your wife's or husband's life to look like if something happens to you. I don't know what you want your kids' life to look like. I don't know what your goals and plans are for them for college and, being able to set them up right with weddings and just like all the different things. I'm not here to push my beliefs or values on what you should or shouldn't do. It's about you thinking about what you want to accomplish and realizing, is your financial strategy, are the financial products that you have in alignment with you accomplishing what you want to accomplish for you and your family? And so this term policy is what it is. Now there's 2 different types of term policies that you can use. Now you can get just I'm going to write cheap term, right? So cheap term is an option. This is going to be the cheapest version all around that you can get. Now, there's also a thing called convertible term. Now, if the cheap term is 45 to 50, the convertible term might be, let's just call it $70 per month, okay? But here's the benefit with the convertible term. If you get the convertible term insurance, what's gonna happen is you lock in your insurability. Cheap term, maybe you have it, maybe you buy a 10 or 15 year term policy and it covers you until your kids are out of the house or out of college, you're good to go. The goal is to pay down the debt and like whatever. And after that, you follow the Dave Ramsey plan, which I don't agree with, but you decide to self-insure, which I think is funny, side note, because the people that own the most life insurance in the world are the wealthiest people in the world. They own it because, not because they need it, because they could self-insure out their eyeballs if they wanted to. They are owning life insurance because of the tax benefits that it has in owning the life insurance and passing wealth from generation to generation. And so when you understand that, you start to realize like, okay, if I want to be successful, I want to find people that have the life that I want to live, that are doing certain things, and I want to emulate what they're doing till I have that same result. And so no wealthy person, seriously wealthy person, is going to not have any life insurance. That's just what I know. And so it's what I've seen in my experiences. So when we look at this convertible term policy of $70 per month, what this does is it locks in guaranteed insurability. Like I was looking at a policy with somebody with one of the carriers the other day. You can buy a 20-year term policy and for 18 years is convertible. What does that mean? It means you can transition that policy from a term, which is what we're looking at here, to a whole life policy, and you convert that death benefit. Let's say you had $1 million. You could take a portion of it. You could take $100,000 of it in little chunks up through year 18 of the policy to be able to convert it into your own banking system, right? So that's a really, really powerful thing because like, think about it. What happens if 15 years from now, you're not where you want to be, which by the way, odds are you're not going to be where you want to be. That for most people, if you haven't planned and you haven't executed that plan and you don't know exactly where you want to go, any road will get you there. And so what we need to do is we need to figure out exactly what road you need to be on. What is the plan? How do you execute? Even if you do, chances are life is going to throw things at you and you're going to fall a little bit behind. So imagine you're 15, you came across and year 15, you get cancer. Imagine that you live and you only had a 20-year policy and that you lived 6 years with cancer, all the while your cheap term expired. And I know this sounds like an extreme example, but I cannot tell you how many stories that I've heard of people running into this situation. Now, the benefit of this extra $20 per month of the convertible term is A, you can convert it to the banking policy that I love and believe everybody should have in their life. You can convert it at any time without having to go through underwriting, without having to pass a medical exam. It is guaranteed that you can execute and get that insurance on a guaranteed basis. And so what happens here is at year 15, if you get diagnosed with cancer, up through year 18, you can convert this policy literally into a whole life policy and have insurance on a guaranteed basis for the rest of your life. And so once again, this is a way to make sure what you want to happen will happen when you want it to happen, whether you're here to see it or not. And so I'm going to be doing more videos on the different types of life insurance, the different types of products life insurance companies offer people, because it is Life Insurance Awareness Month here in September. And I think it's really important that people are just made aware of the good, the bad, the ugly of the different products, the different offerings that are out there, because I'm a big believer there's no good financial products or no bad financial products. It's just, is it good or bad for you? Is it going to help you reach your objectives, or is it going to be detrimental in helping you reach your objectives? And you should never put your money into anything that you don't understand. So my hope is, if you're watching this, if you have any questions about it, we have a free clarity call anybody can set up with one of our coaches. Go through, check it out. There's no pressure at all. The goal is to just add value. You get a 20-minute call. It'll be just nothing but a value add for you. You'll get out of that hopefully having more clarity and understanding about what different products and options are available to you. That's first. But B, if you have any questions about anything, leave a comment in the comment section below. I'm happy to engage with you, happy to answer any questions that you have about any of this stuff in the comment section below. If you have any questions that you want me to dive deeper on different products or videos, let me know. I will film them, I will make them. I am dedicating a lot of September to Life Insurance Awareness Month because I think it's such an important topic. I think honestly, to my own folly, I don't give it enough credit where the credit is due, in the importance of life insurance, in the actual life insurance component. We talk a lot about life insurance. I talk a lot about the living benefits of life insurance, and I'll do more talking about that this month. But life insurance companies are some of the most powerful financial institutions on the face of the earth. They've been doing this for 180 years. No other financial institution can say that they've been doing this successfully the way that life insurance companies have been doing it for that period of time, weathering all the different storms, taking care of their clients on a guaranteed basis without fail for that period of time. And they do it with life insurance, different types of life insurance products, annuities, and different programs that they have to be able to support their clients. So any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to engage with every single one. And until next video, have a blessed, inspirational day. We'll see you then. Take care.